Violet Ridge? Well, I'm going to show you how to raid Violet Ridge. So Violet Ridge is going to need a little bit more coordination than you're probably used to. But I'm going to go over the basics in its entirety. It's simple once you figure it out. So here you have the inventory. This is where you're going to want to start. So your inventory here, you're going to have the default Void Lantern at 2 points and the LPR-1 3 points. Now this is a very serviceable rifle, very serviceable loadout. You could use this if you want to. However, you do have 5 points. See right here, you have 5 inventory points to spend on a whole list of utility items and or weapon items. There are a lot of items that you can spend. And basically, you have 5 points to spend them. So I'm going to stick with the basic loadout here, but you could change it to anything you want. So actually, let me get rid of the LPR-1. Alright, and let me instead pick, I want the K121 and a gravity coil. Great, now you're going to click X. Now, team select. This is a very difficult thing to code to people apparently. So you click team select. You're starting off on civilians. To defend, you're going to click RBU, but to raid, here's the important part, you click raiders. It couldn't get more simple than that. Now here, you're going to have multiple spawns. Here's a guy to tell you information. He's going to give you basically how to raid this map just as I am, but I'm going to do this in a video form. Here you have a map of the fort. But basically, here's your inventory, The Void Lantern is going to come in handy later. But F to sprint, Q to zoom, etc., etc. So, when you spawn, Phase 1, your goal is to get to that building and to drain the defenders of their lives. Phase 1 is the garrison phase. You'll see here, garrison lives is 1. But it's going to change depending on the difficulty. Now you're going to somehow get through this wall. Now you could use the Void Lantern, there's float pads, Bloxy Brew, the gravity coil, you could use the last ditch or the downslide, the downslide here, use that, click G, you explode up. You could do a myriad of things to get up to here. Basically, you're going to want to get past these walls and the gates. You could open the gates to make it easier for your non-utility allies. And basically, you're going to want to come into this building and attack. This is where the defenders spawn in Phase 1. And you're going to drain the defenders of their lives. Now, you also have limited lives. You're going to have more lives in the garrison. Significantly more, depending on your difficulty setting. But you're going to have your lives here. This is where your lives are. Now, when you drain the defenders of their lives, so let's say official, so let's make the raid official, and I'm going to team select RBU, and then I'm going to make it the next phase. So now we're in the next phase. Here is where you're definitely going to want a Void Lantern, because the Void Lantern is going to allow you to phase through to different dimensions. Now, this is the terminal phase. Where are the terminals? Well, funny, there's something right here that says terminal indicators. It's apparently very difficult to read. So your overworld terminal is over here, exactly where the defenders spawned before. Now the defenders don't spawn here now. They spawn over here, so it's an equal distance to the overworld terminal and the void terminal. But to get to the void terminal, you're going to want to go to this big tower, and the void tower is going to unlock the void for you. So you're going to want, this is where the coordination comes into play. You're going to want one person sitting on the void term unlocker. And, whoa. When this person sits or stands on this unlocker, it lights up, and as it lights up, the void terminal is going to come down. This is the void terminal. Now you have a limited amount of time inside of the void. So you're going to want to take advantage of that. But it's like the Nether in Minecraft. So if you step over here, you come here and you recall, you're going to travel all the way over here. So it's a convenient way to travel the map, but it's also the way to unlock and take the Void Terminal. And you're going to want to hold both of these terminals at the same time. Now the Defender strat is they're going to want to drain you of your lives there. Here, you want to get these terminals and defend them without losing all your lives. It's a little bit of a learning curve compared to most forts, but it's relatively simple. And that's really all you need to know. Now, here's some other nuanced stuff, like your loadout. You could have a different Phase 1 loadout than a Phase 2 loadout. But also, one thing to note is in the Void, it's only swords and utilities. So you have to also keep that one in mind. So you want to see, you need to capture blah 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 blah. So you're going to want to be able to use both swords and guns. But let's say, what happens if I stay too long in the Void? Well, let's find out. So it's going to have a number here, and this is going to flash increasingly more, and it's going to recall you. So that is how you raid Violet Ridge. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy once you get to know it.